Bilal, have you done your salah? Aisha, did you? Really? I didn't see you. How did you do so quickly? Did you have your wudu? Now, this is typically how a conversation begins between a parent and a child when it comes to checking on whether they did their prayer. In this video, we're going to examine just a few tips that will help you when it comes to how to engage with your children with respect to the salah. But before that, let me tell you a little bit about myself and what I'm trying to do on this new YouTube channel. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Iqbal Nasim. And on this YouTube channel, we're trying to do three things. Number one, help you achieve connection through prayer, through salah, help you achieve clarity through revelation through the Quran, and also help you to achieve courage to, or rather, to help you to have the courage to achieve your leadership potential. So that's what this channel is all about. Please hit the subscribe button and please share with others too. Right. One of the things which I wanted to mention with when it comes to engaging with our children for salah and for prayer is the fact that, look, most of us as parents, many of us, if not all of us, we have that concern for our children praying, almost regardless of where our own prayer is. Let's leave that aside for a second. But we have this yearning, almost that Abrahamic yearning, right? رَبِّ اجْعَلْنِي مُقِيمَ الصَّلَاةِ وَمِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي. My Lord, make me establish the prayer, keep up the prayer, and make my children, my future generations keep up the prayer too. We have that concern, and alhamdulillah, that's a fantastic thing. But we have to realize that sometimes concern, when deeply felt, can be expressed in ways that actually has the opposite of the desired effect. We want our children to pray so badly, and we check up on them in very tough ways and harsh and difficult and strict ways, I should say, because we are so concerned that they are praying, have prayed, etc. But sometimes little things that we say can actually have the opposite effect. So before the prayer, if you are, for example, reminding your child to go and pray, or if you are ideally gathering your children together to pray together as a family, for example, or if you're going to the masjid and you are taking your children along with you, how we actually invite makes a big difference. And it comes under this broad principle that I talk about when it comes to how to get your kids to pray, which is make the experience natural. So a lot of the terminology that we use when it comes to prayer and around prayer is not normal for kids, right? Given their social environment, the languages they're speaking, how they're interacting, etc., etc. So if we actually refer, or when we're inviting our kids to come and pray, if we say, for example, what we normally say is, right, everybody, let's come and do salah. Or, all right, everyone, let's do namaz. Okay, it's time. It's time for salah, everyone. It's time for namaz. Now, that is not particularly inspirational. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it, you might say. It's factual, it's true, but it's not necessarily helping them understand actually what they're coming to, because we haven't actually described the prayer in any way or described salah. Now, a difference might be, and something I do sometimes or try to do with my own children, is to say, okay, guys, shall we talk to Allah now? Do you think it's a good time to talk to Allah? I think we should come together and maybe we can thank Allah for everything that's just happened. Right? Oh, that's salah. So it's almost like the kids have started to understand that when we say, okay, let's come together and thank Allah, talk to Allah, meet with Allah, then they understand that that is salah. Or if I'm going to say mention salah, right, explicitly, then to just explain that or describe it a little bit or just give them the point of it, which is this form either to remember, to thank, a form of words that is appropriate depending obviously on the age of your children. But at least that gets them to understand it in more real terms, that they can feel, okay, fine, I'm coming into this communication, this meeting, okay, with my Lord, which is obviously even how as adults we should understand it, right? So that's one thing which I think is very important. Another thing, just in terms of actually, establishing if we're praying at home, with our family, is to encourage either ourselves or encourage one of our children, for example, to do the adhan as well in the household. So that's something which is, which builds the atmosphere, if you like, is part and parcel of the process. But importantly, I think it's good to also take the opportunity to explain to our children, well, what do these words actually mean? All right, importantly, just as with the salah, we don't want to just keep saying words, okay, and not know what they mean. So it's important that they know what it means. And interestingly, in the adhan itself, there's a little cue, right, to this idea of not just calling to salah, but calling to success. Yeah, it's not a coincidence. You have hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. It's almost as if come to prayer, but come to success, come to success. So we understand, or the believer who's responding and thinking about the adhan immediately understands that salah is success and there's a motivation in that, right? So similarly, when we're talking to our kids and we can talk about what's about to happen in a more descriptive way, in a way that's more natural to them, in a more motivating way, then that's something which I think from the get-go, meaning we shouldn't wait for resistance to do that, is what I'm saying, right? Do that from the get-go. Now, afterwards, after the process, when we saying, did you do your salah? Like we kind of check, we post check with our children. Again, did you do your salah, right? And did you have your wudu? Again, it's language which it kind of aligns with this sort of technical. Did you almost tick the box? Did you get it done? Yeah, did you get the job done, the chore done? As opposed to, for example, a better way to maybe to check on that was, oh, how was your salah? You know, did you enjoy your salah? What did you talk to Allah about? What did you ask Him for? What surah did you recite? Oh, why did you recite that one? So first of all, if your kid hasn't really prayed, that will, it kind of gets the point across, but in a more perhaps effective way. That's number one. Number two is it's kind of going to the quality of the experience, but and more to a detailed level that will just make it a bit more of a source of a natural kind of conversation. But it's just really important that the way in which we pose that question afterwards, it goes to or refers to the more natural component of the prayer, which is, how was your meeting with Allah? Yeah. A little bit like, if they come from school and it's like, well, or how was school? That's not brilliant. Yeah. They don't get anything out of that. Trust me. I don't get anything out of that. How was school? And they're only like 7 or 8. It's like, that's all you get. Right. But if you say, how was school? If you say, sorry, like, oh, what did you learn in this particular lesson? Okay. Even that's not, for them, the most inspiring question that even, but you're likely to get to something a bit more because you've gone to a point of detail or you've gone to the experience, right? Or what made you happiest today? For example. So similarly, in the context of the prayer, that kind of approach is likely to be a better approach. So in principle, make it more natural, refer to it in more natural ways. And actually, perhaps the secret here is that if you yourself appreciate the salah in that way, you're likely to talk to your kids about it in a much more natural, inspiring, and sort of connected manner where they will feel a more healthy relationship with the salah and therefore, of course, with their Lord. So I hope that's been helpful. Inshallah. See you next time in another video. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How did you find that? I hope it was useful. If so, hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.